The ancient Egyptian language was largely written without vowels. Therefore, the vowels we see are simply made-up reading aids for Egyptologists. These aren't the correct spellings and in some cases are incorrect interpretations. Fortunately, the ancient Egyptian language was part of the source or Proto-Bantu language, which before about 800 AD was a language spoken from Cape to Cairo, leaning towards the eastern coast of Africa through the Great Lakes, which was part of Bantu, or the Punch region, which was the ancestral homeland of the ancient Egyptians. In this video, we will go over the steps to help you read the ancient Egyptian language using the vowels from the syllable blocks of the language of the Bana Ba Tchundu, which is the language of the earliest ethnic Bantu in Africa. They are the descendants of the Abalombwana, who were the cattle herders, gold miners, or men who build, or the best of men, a term used by their descendants today. This group were the ethnic Bantu. The language of the Bana Ba Tchundu carries the syllable blocks used in the ancient Egyptian language and the missing vowels. For example, Va is a syllable block that appears in the ancient Egyptian lexicon as a bird with a human head, coded G53 in Gardner's sign list. Sha is another syllable block found throughout the ancient Egyptian language and notably used in the name of ancient Kush, pronounced Guasha. These syllable blocks function as morphemes, meaning they carry inherent meaning. This is how we know which one to use. We consider the context and confirm it through the determinatives. To accurately determine the missing vowels, we follow these steps. First, determine the direction you are reading. Read towards the facing characters. If a character is facing left, you will read from the left towards the character. If the character is facing right, you will read from the right towards the character. In vertical texts, you will read from top to bottom, starting on the side the characters face, just like before. Next, determine the determinative or ideogram, and remember that each symbol that isn't a determinative or ideogram represents a syllable block. But here it will appear as a standalone consonant, missing the single terminating vowel. Because we are using the Bana Ba Tchundu language structure and syntax, we know there is only one terminating vowel for each syllable block, because this structure makes up the core morphemes of the language of the Bana Ba Tchundu. Next, we read the determinative or ideogram to provide context for the expression. This helps us determine which syllable block to use when we match it to the language of the Bana Ba Tchundu. The determinatives and ideograms are positioned at the end following the sequence of characters, which are usually not more than 5 at a time. The determinative is a non-phonetic symbol added to the end of a word to clarify its meaning. An ideogram is a symbol that represents the object or the idea itself. It can be read as a word and may sometimes have a phonetic complement. Next, determine the phonetic sounds of the transliterated symbols. Determine their English equivalents by using Gardner's sign list. They all have codes associated with them, which makes them easier to find. This method will give you the consonants with their missing vowels. Next, use the Himanansa Jitonga Bana Ba Tchundu dictionary to find the syllable blocks starting with the same consonants. Don't worry about determining which vowel suits it right now. We will use the determinatives and ideograms from before to determine the context, so that you can select the correct syllable block from the Himanansa Jitonga Bana Ba Tchundu syllable blocks. And when you are able to select the correct context and syllable block, this is it. You will repeat the process for all standalone consonants except M and N. But that's for another video because these require more explanation, because sometimes M and N will appear as standalone consonants, and these have their own concept or reasoning for appearing this way. That needs further explanation, and we will cover that in another video. But for now, the ancient Egyptian language is not a dead language. It survives in Southern Africa and continues to survive through all Bantu-derived languages. It was never a North African or Middle Eastern language or culture, but rather part of the Bana Ba Tchundu, the children of the Great Mountain, the ancient ethnic Bantu people of Africa who once spanned Southern Africa, the Great Lakes, East Africa, and Northeast Africa. And finally, Bantu is not a linguistic label assigned by European linguists. It is a living part of both language and identity. There are a group of people who are ethnic Bantu. They are the descendants of the old Bantu or the ancient Bantu. They call themselves Bantu or no Bantu as a term of endearment, and variations of this expression appear throughout ancient Egyptian writings. For example, Bantu. Here, Ntu retains its core meaning, while the prefix Ba is a syllable block that means to bestow, and Wa means of. In the Book of Gates, it also appears as Luntu, with the prefix syllable block Lu. This syllable block conveys infinite affection or adoration. Ntu is the same Ntu in Bantu. If you would like to learn more, a cheat sheet is available for download in the description box. I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, please like and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching.